Alright, my name's Joey Page. I know about 4 of you, the rest are all off a real audience, and arguably there's more people in here than there have been in some of my previews, so I'm very thankful that you've all stuck around. I genuinely didn't know how long people were going to do at the beginning. I didn't know what was going to happen. I have got some notes which puts me to shame because Tim had to remember his like word for word, whereas I only have to get at least one word in each sentence so I can make sense because it doesn't have to rhyme or anything. I still haven't learned it, so never mind. But yeah, hello, my name's Joey Page, and my Edinburgh show that I'm taking up to the festival is a 50-minute long show entitled Joey Page's Marvellous Human Museum. And so I didn't know how many tricks Pete was going to do at the beginning, and I got caught in that classic. I come on a bit flustered. I didn't know how I was going to start necessarily in a room like this. I didn't know whether I had quickly time to go to the toilet, whether I didn't have time to go to the toilet. What if Pete doesn't even? What if one of his cards sets on fire? I just come out and save him. I go in there for a wee. Yeah, I think if I've got time to go for a wee, of course, it's down 6 stairs. I can be in and out inside like a minute and a half, right? Maybe a cat might walk. Nobody knows what's going to happen, right? Go for a wee, the cat's in there looking at me, making me nervous, I can't go. I've been there a few minutes, somebody thinks I'm going for a poo, and then gets word, gets around, oh god, we're all going to miss our last train because the comedian is doing his hours, spend an extra 20 minutes in here, but I'm not going for a poo, I'm just nervous of the cat. He's now more nervous than me because he's looking like he's going to jump out the window. You know, and then what if, you know, I've been thinking about, oh, now they all think that I'm going for a poo, and that makes me want to go for a poo, and I go to the bathhouse, there's no toilet paper. Now I can't ring up and go, Trevor, there's no toilet. It shows him up, it shows me up, it'd be a nightmare. I've got time to know what if that happens, what if I, you know, if I go in there, I hear the round of applause for the end of Pete's trick, and then he goes, welcome to the stage, Joe, didn't even do my full name, right, the shambles, and then I come out, and I haven't even had time to wash my hands. And then I come out, I'm like, high five, something nobody wants to high five me, it's a bit frosty in the room, and things like that. What if I come out the toilet, and some more people have turned up that I didn't know were coming, I bump into somebody on the stairs, some like massive, huge guy, like really tall, really wide, big old unit, can't get past him on the stairs, I'm like, whoa, sorry mate, and he's like, oh, Joey, I'm like, I don't think I know you, I don't know anybody that huge, and he goes, yeah, don't you remember my name's Mike, we used to go to school together, and he's like, I'm like, oh, you're looking well, sir. And he's like, yeah, well, it's easy for you to say. You're running around the country doing stand-up comedy in big theatres and sometimes small living rooms. Small living room, Trevor, I know you know, Trevor's got delusions of grandeur. He thinks he lives in Loughborough Junction when he lives in Camberwell, but that's the point. And you know, it's easy for you, you're running around the country doing stand-up comedy gigs all over the place. I've been working in an office for 7 years. You're in my office every Monday morning. We have an almond pastry. Imagine how that builds up over 7 years. An almond pastry every Monday for 7 years. I've been going there down to the Wetherspoons every Wednesday for curry club. It's a £5 for a pint and a curry every Wednesday. I go down there with Steve from accounts, right? And every Wednesday he has a korma, right? Not even a lamb korma, always chicken. He never deviates. So in the office, we nicknamed him after a couple of years. We nicknamed him Chicken Korma Steve. You know? Chicken Korma Steve, will you do my expenses for me? And then it's like, after a while that got a bit of a mouthful, so we shortened it down to Korma Steve, right? And we just call him Korma Steve. But imagine how that builds up over 7 years. It's hard to lose the weight if you don't do any exercise. When I first started working, I was a lot slimmer. There was a girl working there. She was on work experience called Tracy, and we used to go to the discotheque back in the days when they were called discotheques on a Thursday night. On a Friday we'd come in, she'd be like, oh, I've got a terrible hangover, do you fancy going to the Cat? And I didn't like fried food, but I think I'd go with her because I fancied her. But imagine what she looked like after 7 years of trials, yeah? Now I've got addicted to the food. I've started having 2 of everything. I have like 2 sausages, 2 bacon, 2 eggs, 2, obviously more than 2 beans. That would be ridiculous. Right? And then I go, look, Mike, I'm really sorry, but I haven't really got time for this. They're waiting for me to start the show. They already think that I've been doing a poo in here. I don't know how you got into the toilet or if you're outside. I can't remember where we are in the story, but I need to get and do this show so that people can get home. What if that happens? Thinking, have I got time to I'm still out there thinking, well, you know, anything could happen. If I go in there, I come out, I see a £1 coin on the floor. I think, well, obviously I'm not just going to put that in my pocket. It could belong to anybody. It could belong to one of you guys, yeah? Anybody, I'll come out here, offer it up, I bend down to pick it up. You're stuck to the floor, right? And I think, well, why would that be stuck to the floor in somebody's home? It's a bit weird. What if it's Trevor doing one of his secret hidden camera shows, right? Like an idiot. So I go down to pick it up, but this time I put my back out, and none of you know me, and I come out here, and I go, hello, I'm going to do a show. And I was like, why is he walking like that, the weirdo, right? right? But you don't know I've put my back out. But I think I won't let him beat me, so I get my blowtorch out. I flip a pound coin. I think, fuck that, I'm keeping it. So I was in right now. I've got a shiny pound coin in my pocket. I get to the top of the stairs. Don't know how she got there. You know, the woman standing outside the door doing a survey. What is that? She goes, excuse me, sir, have you got time for a survey? What's in it for me? A nice hat, brilliant. I love hats. Okay, she asked me my name. I give her my name. She asked me my address. Question 2. I go, where's my address? It's going well. She goes, have you ever been on a speedboat? Now, I have never been on a speedboat, right? But I make up a story. I give her an elaborate plot line from a James Bond film. She plots me and goes, that's from James Bond 3. I don't know. I've not watched any of them, right? And then I go, so do I get the hat? And she goes, no, you've lied to me. We don't get the hat. What if that happens? So, I went for a quick wee and I missed this trip, but I got back in time. It's all fine. But yeah, as I was saying, my show is called Joey Page's Marvellous Human Museum. I don't know how many of you have seen stand-up comedians go to Edinburgh and do their festival shows before, but I've seen quite a few of them, and I was differing about how to start the show. Like, I've seen a lot of comedians, they come out on stage at the beginning of their show, and they talk about themselves. They go, this is me, stood here on the stage with just a microphone. I haven't got that tonight. Stood here on my own. This is me, right? And so I thought, well, I could come out and do that, but I can't start the show like that because you look at me and I appear to be some kind of Shoreditch dandy fuckbag who likes to roam around the streets of Camden Town, bursting Chavs Bulldogs with his winkle pickers while fishing through a dustbin, looking for an old teapot to drink gin out of, ironically, at a skin-style party. I was talking to a girl that looks like Anne Boleyn. Not because she's inferior dressed, because she's got her head tucked under her arm because she's taken so many drugs. I'm actually nothing like that, so I can't start the show like that. In reality, I'm much less than that. I like to come out on a stage and I like to be all dressed up, you know, because I'm here to entertain people and all the rest of it, you know, you've got to have a bit of showbiz, right? And that's alright to be like that on stage, and then to be how I am at home, which is I like nothing better than to be sat at home in my old Umbro shorts from Year 8 PE with a bowl of mashed potatoes watching WWF wrestling. I'm no happier than when that is happening, right? And that is fine to be those two different things, because it's two different times in my life. But never let those two things meet, right? Because it's a terrible catastrophe if that happens. Because what I'll do, I do a gig like this, and I'll go out onto the streets of Camden, and I'll start chatting up a pretty girl in a bar, and then she'll think that I'm like this all the time, and it's really hard to keep this facade going when you're not like that. But for example, I live at home with my mum and dad, right? And I've got a girlfriend, and she's from Camden, and she's like this really cool, arty kind of girl, and she's brilliant. She's far too cool for me, so I have to keep up this pretense of going out in like my mum's fancy dressing up boxes, the bits that I could find, right? And basically, I did tell her that I lived with my mum and dad. She came around once. I told her my mum and dad were staying with me because I tell her that my brother was staying with me because his house had just been repossessed. I tell her my sister was staying with me. She just got over her boyfriend, and they was all living with me. And that I had an unusual collection of cars on my drive, but they were all mine. I had a Ford KA, which was rusting ever so slightly, but it was my first love of the car, and I kept it just for the simple fact that a Ford KA is exactly the same size as a whale's heart. Not funny, but an actual fact. One of only one facts that are in the show. And then I've got, for some reason, I've got a big Land Rover in case I need to go off-road on any kind of adventure. She asked why I've got a Citroen estate with ladders on the top, to which I got to reply, in case any child or cat needs rescuing from a tree in the middle of the night, I'm prepared for this. And that's fine as long as you know she's coming. But one day she turned up unannounced, right? And I was sat there in shorts watching the wrestling, eating mashed potato, watching hot poke, and there's somebody above his head twice his size, right? She came in and she was like, Joey, what on earth is this? And I had to think fast and make up a lie, and I just went, it's an ironic piece of live art. And now she charges her friends £3.50 every Thursday, and they come round and I make a killing. That's not true. I haven't actually got a girlfriend.